Okay, I'm going to do some pH readings here in my little indoor aquaponic system. And the first thing you got to do is, I think, make sure that your pH meter is working. Now, what I've done, and I know this glass looks a little dirty, but I've got distilled water in there, and I just changed it out. I don't know if you can read that. Let's see if I can get the light right. But it says 6.5, and you know distilled water has to have a pH of 7. So I'll let that settle out a little bit. See, it's even 6.4 now. Now one of these, it's even 6.3. Now one of these little pH meters, I think they all do, they have a little adjustment on the back. See, there's a little place for a screw hole, and a little screwdriver comes with it right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust that so that in this distilled water, it reads 7. Now I don't have 3 hands, so I'm going to have to adjust it and get back. Okay, I made the adjustment there, and it's a little tricky to do it because that little screw is quite sensitive. Let's see if I can get the light right. Anyway, it says, let's tip it back. There we go. It says 7.0. Okay, now that's distilled water. Now the reason I'm doing that is because over here I have this little mini aquaponics setup that I use in the wintertime. And I have goldfish in there, but they've been kind of not doing well during the wintertime. So I'm suspecting that maybe it's because of acidic conditions in there. Now, I don't know if you can see that goldfish down there, but see, he's got black, he's got black spots on him. Now, I looked at another website, and there was one that said, see, there's another one. You can see the black spots. Let's see. Well, anyway, the other website was saying that, goldfish get those kind of spots sometimes if they're like sunburn kind of thing, something like that. If it's too acidic. So let's see what the pH really is. I think this is a good indication that this is acidic. Let's go back over here, put it back in the distilled water, and say it goes back up to, see if you can read that. See, it went back up to 7. So I would say that we definitely have an acidic problem. The tank is definitely acidic. And then when you look at the goldfish and those little brown streaks on them, that's kind of saying it's acidic too. So what we're going to do is, I have bought some stuff called hydrated lime. And if you look at what's in here, this is basically, let's see if we can get that to focus, calcium oxide, a little bit of magnesium, and so forth. Now, so basically what this has got is calcium. Now the idea, not to get into the chemistry, but the idea is that the calcium should react with the acidic parts of the water and bring the acid back down. So I'm going to put, and I don't know how much, so I'm going to put a little bit, maybe I'll take one of these, maybe a quarter cup or something of that. Maybe that's too much. Maybe what I'll do is put just a couple of tablespoons in here and dump it in there and wait a day or so and see what happens to the pH. So here we go. Okay, so I've taken a couple of spoons in there, a little plastic spoon like that one, 2 spoons. Now, for all I know, that may be way too much, but let's put it in there and see what happens. Now, what I'm going to do is actually put it in this tank up here, and just kind of let it dissolve and flow through the system. So here we go. And we'll just let that dissolve by itself and see what that does to the pH. And hopefully it doesn't kill the fish. Hopefully the fish will actually start to feel better. You can see there it is. It's getting absorbed in the water, and it's going down. See it? There we go. You can see the water coming into this little grow bed, and it's coming down. It'll mix. So we'll just let that mix for a day or several hours, and we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay, now out here in the fish pond, I want to make sure that this does well. Now these fish are very, very healthy. Now let's go over and see what the pH of this water is, and maybe we'll make a little adjustment here. This water flows through the system, and it's flowing out here. So I'll just check the pH right here, and this should be what the system pH is. And it's looking like 6.0, 6.1, something like that. Now that's not terrible, but it's a little acidic, so we really don't want that. Yeah, it's settling out at 6.1. So now this meter might be off a little bit, but it's showing that it's a little bit, it's a little lower than 6.5. I think we can count on that for sure. So what I'm going to do, again with this, I'm going to put some of this hydrated lime in there. Now this system has about 800 gallons in the whole system. So, and it doesn't look like it's too far off. The water basically mixes right here, so I don't know if you can see, there's some holes in here. Now I'm going to put just a little bit, try to put a little bit in here. There we go. And I don't know how much that is. It's probably about the same amount that I put in the indoor hydroponic thing and aquaponic thing. So now what I'm going to do is wait a day and see what happens to this. Now if you remember, it said 6.0, 6.1. So let's wait a day, come back tomorrow and see how it looks. Okay, let's check our pH now, and pH meter in distilled water seems to be about, let's see if you can see that, 7, yeah, there it is, 7. So it's pretty good. You can see, I can see it says 6.2. So it's come up a little bit. Let's make sure we're getting a good read. 6.3. See, it's steady. So I would bet, sit and watch this, and it would be, yeah, there's 6.4. Okay, so it was 5. I think it was 5.4 yesterday or something like that. But so it has come up. So that's what we're looking for. Let's go outside in the big greenhouse now. See what we got out there. Okay, a little cooler today, but still doing pretty good. Okay, let's go over here and see what we have. Alright, put it in here, settle it out a little bit. It says 6.8. Let's let it settle out real good. I think if I remember yesterday it was 6, I think, or somewhere. And well, it's on the video, you can remember from last time. But anyway, 6.8, if I can trust this reading, that's pretty good. That's about what we want. So I think we're right there in the money. It's doing good. So great.